time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Jamie is a leading Tampa Bay real estate agent and featured on the Wall Street Journal's list of top 100 real estate agents in the nation. Jamie invites you to list your home with him today and learn more at tampabayradio.com. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Maloney.
Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Good morning to you, and thanks for tuning in on this wet and rainy Monday to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Got the whole gang in studio, so the rain hasn't held us out of the studio just yet. It's starting to pick up a little bit down here in South Tampa, so be careful when you come out on the roadways as today. It's going to pick up throughout the mid-morning and afternoon, and please, people, please do not drive through the water. Every year these things come about, and people drive through the flooded waters, and then their cars die. So, Josh, you're looking at me like you got something to say over there.
No, I was going to enjoy seeing all the sunken cars.
Or I thought you were going to say that happened to me last year, but yeah, every time this stuff happens, people try to drive through those puddles, and it gets water up into the engine and destroys the engine block. It doesn't take much water to destroy an engine block. So, people, please do not drive through the waters. Just leave the car be where it may be. So, Josh, I heard you had a little bit of an experience with a stranded car this past weekend, though.
Yeah, I was just about to say, make sure you put gas in your car.
Yeah, yours is a more basic, error there. The failure to put gas in a car, that is a requirement to keep the engine running. Yes.
Yeah. Well, my gauge is broke on my truck.
Yeah, sure it is. Yeah, you just try to keep pushing it along, trying to save little dollars here.
No. I literally just forgot to put gas in my car, and I'm at Kennedy and Dale Mabry, and I got stuck.
Yeah.
Like right there at the light, and people were passing and honking at me, yelling at me and stuff. I'm literally just laughing. And then I get out and I go to push my car up to the median, and some guy comes up behind me. He's like, "Hey, man, I'll help you push it at the next light." We ended up waiting about 3 lights.
Yeah.
And then finally I was like, just push me with your Jeep, because he had the big roll bar in the front or whatever it is. And he's like, "Well, I don't know, man. I don't want to ruin the back. Just do it." So that's how I ended up getting out of that mess. So Kenny Stinger, thanks for helping me out. Good Samaritan. It's nice to know that there's good people in Tampa that aren't associated with TBVO or That Business Show.
Absolutely. So I ran out of gas several months ago coming out of the station right there at Gandy and Del Mabry. Luckily, what I did is I stalled at the light, and so I turned off the car and everything. I was like, all right, I'm going to give this one go. And so I sat there, the car was off, and I was like, all right, when that light turns, I'm going to start the car, I'm going to hit the gas. And it worked. The car started, I hit the gas, and it gave me enough oomph to get across the intersection, and I floated into the gas station across the street.
You got lucky, because I'm sitting there, and the car's rumbling, and I'm like, oh, no.
Well, when the car dies, shut it off immediately, because you're going to have a little bit of extra oomph in it. I mean, if you're like at a stoplight or something, and then start it again, and then give it the gas. And it usually will get you at least off the road or something. And that's exactly what I did. But I sat there for like 3 minutes, like, all right, I'm at a very busy intersection at 9 o'clock in the morning too, thinking, all right, I hope this works. And
one thing that's good is it wasn't raining. It was extremely hot, but it wasn't raining. So, I mean, I made it out okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad.
Good show planned for you today. On the second part of today's hour, we'll be talking to Philip Knight, business insurance agent with BB&T Insurance Services. But up first, I have Bill Rice, general manager of the Tampa Club, in studio with us this morning. Bill, welcome to the program today.
Thank you, Jamie. Good morning. Appreciate the opportunity to be here.
And so first off, tell the people about what the Tampa Club is for those who are not familiar with the Tampa Club.
Tampa Club is a private city club, business club, really there to serve our members. We're at the top of the Bank of America building in downtown Tampa, the 41st and the 42nd floor, which puts us, as we like to say, the top of Tampa, the highest accessible floor in Tampa.
I was going to say, that is the highest floor. That is the best view. So that is above all the other buildings
which
down
is
there.
why we call our magazine The View, because the views are spectacular up there, especially at the sunset.
It is. I absolutely love the views over there. There's nothing else, no better restaurant in Tampa to go out and eat. But it's not just a restaurant. Tell us about some of the services that are available over there.
It's really a home away from home for our members. Very personalized services that we provide. Obviously, dining is a big part of it. The member grill is a very, very popular spot. Most city clubs, and I've visited quite a few of them around the country, you'll see a lot of people breakfast and lunch, and generally nobody after 5 o'clock. This club is rather unique in that we're very busy after 5. Our grill, Friday afternoons, it's packed. You get there early or you may wait for a seat. So we have a very supportive crowd, very supportive group of members. Use the club a lot, especially, again, in the evening, as well as
But it's
during the
also
day.
an events room, and you also have like a wine room down there.
We have a lot of private rooms. We have a wine room. It we've got 80-some lockers for the members to store their own wine in. We have a very active vintners club that's a club within a club. We do a lot of events. Part of the reason we are so busy at night is because we have a very active social calendar. We have a food and beverage committee that's probably got about 20 members on it. It's very large. And they plan a great number of activities and events. Now, some of them are repetitive, kind of routine. We do cigar dinners, wine dinners, cooking classes, but we do a lot of special events. This past weekend, Saturday night, we had a big casino night. So we brought in Florida casinos. Christy over there is just awesome to work with, and they put on quite a show. Showgirls, craps, roulette, blackjack, Texas Hold'em. And it's all done, funny money, just, play money, no real money.
Oh, bummer.
Real money.
But, we got to keep it legal. And everybody had a great time, and we gave away some great prizes.
How does membership and how does your plans work over there? Do you just have a one-size-fits-all type of plan for people to come by? How's it work?
No. We've got many different levels of membership. We've obviously got the full bore, what we call resident membership, voting rights, full access. But we've even got corporate memberships, which are very, very affordable, and they allow transferability at no real cost so that as people come and go in a company, the company can plug people into those slots and simply just pay the dues and not pay any additional fees. We've got young executive memberships that are really geared for people that, I hate to use the term millennials, but for younger people starting their careers that obviously are entry-level, maybe executive-type positions. And they're going to be working a lot during the day and maybe even into the evening, but they don't have a lot of free time and a lot of social time to entertain a lot at night. So we have these memberships that are very affordable.
Do you find that the club serves as a good source of networking and also an office away from an office for like the traveling salesman that maybe to stop in for like a quick meeting? Is that what the club is also used for?
Absolutely. In fact, we've got quite a large segment of our membership that you would call entrepreneurial, much like yourself. Mm-hmm. These people don't really have the brick and mortar locations in all cases. So what they'll do is they'll use the club to entertain clients. They'll meet people in our Skyline Lounge, which is sort of like a giant living room on the 41st floor of the club. And they'll just meet people there, have meetings. They might use one of the smaller conference rooms. A lot of times they'll go up to the grill or the dining room and have breakfast or lunch and have a meeting over a meal. But it fits that need wonderfully for those people.
Now, with a base membership, you have access to the club and to the food. Of course, you pay for the food. It's not free food. I'll make sure I stress that. But, I mean, do you have access to the conference rooms? Do you reserve those? Do you pay an additional fee for that? How does that work?
There are small additional fees for the use of the rooms, very affordable, and you just reserve them. We have a young lady that works full-time, basically just booking private events. Now, routinely, a lot of those smaller meetings, but she does weddings, large corporate events, many things like that.
Now, another benefit of the club is the ability when you travel to other cities, there's other clubs that are in the same company. Tell us about the ability to use these other clubs.
We've got two basic networks we use. We have one we call our Reciprocal Club Network. We've got over 100 clubs around the country. Most major cities have city clubs like ourselves. And that's our focus for our reciprocal clubs. We have a few country clubs and yacht clubs, but principally city clubs. Additionally, Club Corp, which is a for-profit private company, has about 20-some markets around the country. They have what they call society, or now they've rebranded it as the community of clubs. Here in Tampa Bay, we have a large one. We have about 16 clubs that are in that network, and we are one of those 16. So if you're part of that network, you have access, being a Tampa Club member, you have access to country clubs where you can play golf. The Vinoy is another one of those. We have athletic clubs, yacht clubs. So you've got the ability to use these other private clubs. And while that may not appeal to everybody, there's certainly a segment of our population here that really appreciate that personalized level of service they get at these clubs, the ability to access great golf courses and and
But if
other
you
fine
travel-
dining facilities.
But if you're a traveling, business professional, and if you go to Chicago or New York, there's going to be a club where you can just slide right on in
Absolutely.
there and set up shop there,
Absolutely.
while you're away.
Is that based on what type of membership you have, the use of these clubs in other states and stuff like that?
Every member of our club has that ability to use those reciprocal clubs. There are upgrades to get into the community of clubs, additional fees, but every base member gets the reciprocal club network. So if you travel, it's a great benefit.
Definitely is, and I'm also a member of the Tampa Club, and I can definitely attest to the high level of service that you get over there. The wait staff in the restaurant and the people around the club, it's tremendous. I mean, I don't know if you're training them or who's training them, but they definitely provide great service.
Well, a lot of our staff have been there a long time. We've got people that have been there 20-plus years. And when you're there that long, you tend to know your members really well. That's one of the things that you'll see in clubs. You'll see tenured employees that really know how to take care of our membership. And that's something that's quite common in clubs.
And they take the time to learn your name. I knew on day 2 they already knew my name. And I was like, I've only been here twice. I don't expect that. I don't know if you study a photo album or you give the employees, like, here's a new member, make sure you memorize his face.
We have a few tricks we use for remembering names.
I was impressed. So.
Yeah, one of our best ambassadors at that, of course, is our bar manager, Justin, and whose last name is Booze. So what better name for a bartender than Booze? But he's quite remarkable. Been with us 10 years. Quite a personality behind that bar, and members love him.
Yeah, he does a great job. Currently talking to Bill Rice, general manager of the Tampa Club, located at the top of the Bank of America building there in downtown Tampa. Learn more about their services, thetampaclub.com, or give them a call, 813-229-6028, 813-229-6028, or visit thetampaclub.com. We've got some more with Bill when we come back from the break, and you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Did you know the biggest challenge business leaders face today is creating an engaged and productive workforce culture? Bill Meyer Ham Consulting wants to help you solve this challenge. They will help you transform your workforce culture to produce amazing business results. Call Bill Meyer Ham Consulting at 941-201-4650 today, or visit BillMeyerHam.com. That's BillMeyerHam.com. Have a conversation.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
How many times have you said to yourself, I wish there was an app for that? Stop wishing and start making the world better. Turn your brilliant idea into a profitable business by using Popcorn apps. Their affordable app design will help get your blue sky idea or proven business to the next level at a fraction of the cost of other developers. They will help you get through all the steps needed to make your thoughts become live. See them at popcornapps.com with a K in popcorn, or call them at 727-415-6705 for your free consultation and pop your kernel of an idea into $1 million business and a world changer starting today.
In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
Teresa Turner is a certified public accountant and the founder of Tax Happens, a boutique-style CPA firm providing small businesses and individuals with hands-on, personalized tax and accounting services. Although we would love to tell you how happy their clients are, we would like you to see for yourself. Tax Happens has 21 Google reviews and a 4.8-star Google rating, 17 Yelp reviews and a 5-star Yelp rating, 38 Facebook reviews and a 4.9-star Facebook rating. What sets Tax Happens apart is number 1, upfront pricing, 2, clear deadlines, 3, personally available year-round. And number 4, a willingness to empower clients to do as much or as little as they desire. Visit taxhappens.com for more information.
Have you ever tried to buy a home for your family only to find out that you don't qualify for a mortgage loan? You thought that after 20 years as a customer of your bank, they would help you when you needed it the most, right? Unfortunately, the banks of today are not the banks of our parents and grandparents, and our relationships with them just don't matter anymore. My name is Frank Cotto, and I'm the president of the Lincoln Lending Group. We all may need a bank, but we also need a Frank, and that's what I'm here to do for you today. Lincoln Lending Group will waive all of your lending fees, which include your mortgage, application fee, your underwriting fee, processing fees, and any bank points. Just call 813-MORTGAGE. You drop the E, and we'll drop the fee.
From the RP Funding Traffic Network.
Crash on southbound US 301 just past Mango Road. That one blocking a lane or two and traffic slow through there. Northbound 275. Typical delays right now off the Howard Franklin Bridge. No major problems to report as far as storm and weather concerns on the Bay Area bridges. Skyway moving well in both directions at the moment. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and New York Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
Mothers Against Drunk Driving supports victims of drunk driving, drug driving, and underage drinking at no charge. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. That's MADD.org.
Tropical storm warning and a flood watch in effect. Today, heavy rain with 4 inches or more possible, high 83. High tide in the afternoon, then tonight, off and on rain, low 75.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Currently talking to Bill Rice, General Manager of the Tampa Club, and you can learn more about this at thetampaclub.com. They're located on the top of the Bank of America building in the downtown Tampa region, 41st and 42nd floor, and a great business club, great restaurant, and great place to do business. So Bill, you're coming up on a 35th anniversary.
We are, Jamie. This October, the club will have been in business for 35 years. We've got quite a lineup of activities we're going to use to celebrate. We'll start that later this summer and continue it all through next year and into October of 2017.
Wow, incredible. So how did you come to get involved with the club?
That's kind of a funny story. I've been in the club and restaurant industry really all my life, although I like to tell people I'm actually an old school teacher. When I got out of the Army, I taught high school in Virginia Beach for several years, went back to grad school and worked my way through doing bartending, restaurant work, waiting tables, that sort of thing, and fell into restaurant management, owned my own restaurant in Virginia Beach for several years, did real well, but decided I wanted something that was a little more genteel lifestyle, a little bit more time with the family, and I was offered an opportunity to run a city club in Richmond, Virginia, which I took and did for about 8 years, and then ended up working in country clubs and yacht clubs, but I spent the last 8 years before I moved here to Tampa running a small restaurant company. And that's why you say never again, because I swore I'd never do restaurants again, and I did. But I have a grandson that was born here in Tampa about 3.5 years ago.
Wow.
And I came down to visit him. I was here when he was born. I'd been here for his christening and came for Christmas one year when he was 18 months old and realized that I did not want to miss his childhood. So I decided to pack up and move the family, which includes my wife and my soon-to-be 96-year-old father,
wow,
with me all the way here to Tampa, and started looking for a job and thinking, how close could I get to Tampa? And I found the Tampa Club.
Wow.
And I like to think the Tampa Club found me as well, and it's been great. It'll be 2 years next month, and I love this region.
Yeah, it's an incredible place to be. I think it's a hub of entrepreneurship right now. I was going to say, since you've been involved with the Tampa Club, how have you seen the membership evolve, or have you seen the membership evolve? How would you describe the membership?
I think in general, memberships at city clubs have evolved. It's kind of a rough business. A lot of city clubs have folded their tent in many markets. But I think those are the clubs that tend not to adapt and not to change with the times. I have seen, obviously, younger members, again, that millennial sort of generation, but many, many entrepreneurial members. And you're right, this Tampa, as we've read about in the paper, hotbed for testing new products, bringing out new companies. So obviously a great incubator of new business and entrepreneurial attitudes. And I think we've tried to appeal to that. I mentioned earlier that we have the ability for people that don't have the brick and mortar locations to use their club as their office away from office as well as their home away from home, for business as well as social entertaining.
So are you having... What's that?
I said it's like Cheers.
Everybody knows your name.
Everybody
absolutely.
knows your name, absolutely. So who would benefit most from membership at the Tampa Club? Is there a certain type of businessman that would benefit from the Tampa Club more so than the other?
Well, obviously the traditional business model where you're maybe an attorney or a CPA or something like that where you have offices downtown. Clearly, if you're going to have lunch, why not do it downtown in the best environment there is? But additionally to that, you've got the entrepreneurial type person, the people that have to go out in the community and call on clients and take their ideas and their products to the customer. One of the things that we see a lot of is these marketing events where people invite the public to the club for their location to put on a demonstration or a product unveiling. You probably know Topher Morrison.
Yep.
He does many book events where they roll out brand new authors.
Yes.
And we use the Tampa Club dining room for that. We'll set up, we'll move all the furniture out, set up these booths around the room, and you'll have a half dozen authors previewing their new books. So we see a lot of that kind of activity at the club.
What is your relationship with the Center Club? If you're a member of one, you can join the other. How does that reciprocity work?
That's
here?
part of that community of clubs. The Center Club is a club court property, as are the other 4 country clubs they have in the area, and they've networked with another 12 or so private clubs, one like ourselves, Harbor Island Athletic Club, I think Treasure Island's one of them, Feather Sound. So you've got a group of private clubs that are also brought into that community of clubs. So anybody that's a Center Club member has access to the Tampa Club.
Now, do you see people using both clubs, or do you see most people staying at one club as opposed to the other?
We see a lot of, I guess you call it cross-pollination. A lot of people that, with the West Shore Business District and then the Downtown Financial District, you've got activity back and forth between the Interstate and Kennedy, a lot of back and forth traveling and business cross-pollination again.
Yeah, I'm in both. I'm a member of both of them. We have a relationship with the Center Club through the Tampa Bay business owners, but you can't beat the views in the restaurant of the Tampa Club. So I love going to both. Also notice I run into more attorneys, it seems, at the Tampa Club. They're all in the suits coming from their days at the court and stuff.
You're in a building that has the largest law firms in the, I would imagine some of the largest ones in the state are in that building.
Now, do you have programs to help kind of mesh the members together to kind of get to know? Because it's always hard to approach the new members and the attorneys. How do you get to know them?
Well, we do quite a bit of networking up there. Obviously, there's the soft side of it, just informal, but we do what we call Top of Tampa, one Monday night a month, very, very geared towards networking. We have what we call Member Connect events, which are a way of bringing new members into the fold and getting them to meet the older members or the more seasoned members. And a lot of activities like that are held up there, a lot of networking.
Well, you definitely have programs then to mesh the membership. So if you need to get involved in the business community, you can head over to the Tampa Club, get in touch with Bill Rice, and then join the club. A lot of great membership programs and good food over there as well. So, Bill, thank you so much for being in studio.
Thank you, Jamie. Enjoy the opportunity.
Early Monday morning and stay dry out there. Learn more about them, thetampaclub.com, or give them a call, 813-229-6028, 813-229-6028. We'll be talking business insurance services coming back from the break with Philip Knight on That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring-type products, hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tiles, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
800-808-5009. Call now, 800-808-5009, and get you some peace of mind, or check them on the net at grahamcapitaladvisors.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Good morning. Heavy thunder showers now moving into the Sunshine Skyway area, but FHP has not closed the bridge. Everything seems to be moving well. Same goes for the Howard Franklin Bridge, the Gandy, all the Bay Area bridges actually moving well into Tampa. Southbound 275, typical delays between Bierce and Hillsborough Avenue, and also westbound I-4 now slow from the fairgrounds in towards downtown Tampa. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough traffic tip line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Hi, neighbor. Mr. Rogers passed along friendship, hoping we would too. Friendship. Pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
I'm Chris Trankman, News Radio 970 WFLA's Operation Stormwatch with the latest on Tropical Storm Colin, now centered 360 miles west-southwest of Tampa with maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour. A tropical storm warning is in effect for counties along the Gulf Coast, a flood watch in effect for all the Bay Area. As much as 4 inches of rain with gusty winds of 50 miles per hour expected, storm surge of 1 to 3 feet. I'm Chris Trankman with Operation Stormwatch on News Radio 970 WFLA.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And welcome back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Weekday mornings, 7 to 9 here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Also, video stream available live each morning over on TampaBayRadio.com. Also, keep in mind the show's affiliation with the Tampa Bay business owners now, the 8-year-old brand of business owners, and you can learn more about them over at tbbo.org. I wanted to get on to some of the events, though, that we're having this week. Today at the studio, given that the rain holds off from 4:30 to 7, we're doing an event on crowdfunding being hosted by Chris Kremitzos, kicking off the crowdfunding campaign for his podcasting documentary, The Messengers. And so it'll be at a workshop on how to use crowdfunding to raise money for your product or service. But it's also going to be a workshop on how to use crowdfunding as a public relations and marketing tool. So that's going on today. You can register for that, tbbo.org/events. Tickets are $29 and will help to go raise funds for the film. Yes.
Do you guys ever live stream those?
Live. I did the intro
like the
event.
Facebook Live and stuff?
I did that last month on our intro event, another one that we're doing tomorrow. But yeah, I messed with that for the first time last month. So more and more people are finding out about that tool. It's an interesting little tool.
Yeah, did it work out good for you? I mean, it's something you're going to
carried about 20 people on Facebook. Yeah, so about 20 people were watching it most of the time. But
well, for a day like this, I mean, that would be perfect, man. People don't have to leave. You can still hold the event, you know?
Yeah. Tomorrow we're doing the intro to TBBO event. That's a free event from 2:30 to 4:30 to learn about the organization and the benefits and how it can help your business grow, and also a network with other business owners in the community. That's at the iHeart station from 2:30 to 4:30 tomorrow. Also, we'll give you a tour of the radio station. We're about to fill that event up. We got a lot of registrants for that. And then Wednesday morning, I'm interviewing Kim Serafini at 7 o'clock along with Valerie Lipstein. And then at 9 o'clock, she's going to be giving a presentation on the mind, presenting power. I forgot the name off the top of my head, but it's about the mind, and presented by Kim Serafini. So a lot of different events going on, tbbo.org/events. Time to bring on my next guest for the program. I have Philip Knight, business insurance agent with BB&T Insurance Services. Philip, welcome to the program today.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So first off, let's just begin with the basics. Tell us a little bit about your business and your role with BB&T.
Yeah. So I help business owners on the commercial sides with their property and casualty insurance. And so basically I can help with their workers' comp, their property insurance, their liability, auto liability, professional liability. A hot button now is cyber liability. A lot of folks talking about that these days. Marine liability, a lot of marine business here in the Tampa Bay area. We can help with that, and also with bonds and builder's risk, a lot of things on the construction side of things that we handle as well.
You said something I've never heard of, cyber liability. What is this? Is this for when you put up the Facebook post that gets you in trouble or something? What is this?
It's more for businesses that are holding any sort of personal confidential information, whether it be financial information, personal social security numbers, things like that. If you were to get hacked and there were something to happen, how are you going to mitigate those
Okay,
things?
so it's not insurance for if you put up the stupid racist quote or something that you didn't realize was
no,
racist.
you're going to pay for that one.
That one, there's no,
no matter which way
there's
you
no
look at
insurance against the
Hulk Hogan was just about to call in, find out some more info.
No insurance available for the stupid social media posts, so that you're
That's
still
right.
100% liable for,
That's right.
for that.
Can't help you there.
That's immediately what I thought of when you said cyber liability. So insurance. How did you come to find this area of business?
Yeah, so started with BB&T on the bank side about 10 years ago. One of the things that drew me to BB&T right out of school was the fact that you could do so many different things with the bank, insurance being one of them. A lot of folks don't even realize that BB&T has an insurance arm. We're actually the 5th largest insurance broker in the U.S. But kind of what drew me to it was just being able to help people. I feel like business is a means to be able to help communities and families and individuals. And with insurance, we can help protect those businesses and families and individuals. So really just want to be able to help people. And it also allows me to have, it's very entrepreneurial. I have an entrepreneurial spirit. If I'm not out working hard and talking to people and knocking on doors, then I don't make a living. But then it also gives me the flexibility to be able to be with my family, which is big to me as well.
Hey, Jamie, I bank with BB&T. And
yeah.
when I was setting up the account, this is how good their customer service is. I was setting up the account, and I pulled into with a work truck, right? And then as I was getting out, I needed to get to the next job really quick, so I kind of like cranked my wheel a little too far, pulled out, took out the whole side of a car. So I pulled back in, and I parked, and I stood there for a second expecting people to run out and get all crazy and stuff. No one came out. So I walked in, and I said, hey, who owns this car out here? And the dude that set up my account walked out. It was his car.
No way.
Yeah, and he did nothing but smile through the whole thing.
Good thing you did it in the lot there. Was he on the job at the time, or was he?
He was on the job.
Yeah, I was going to say, had he not been on the job, might have been a little bit of a different reaction. But fortunately, he had to remain professional.
Great customer service is all
just
I'm
done
saying.
business with you, so that kind of helped, I'm sure.
So, all right. So you're an business insurance agent with BB&T. So let's go through some of the basic things that a business owner would need to know if they're starting or once they start a business and they come to you for insurance services. What's the first thing they need to be looking to get?
Yeah. Liability is huge. We live in a very litigious society, so making sure you're covered well there with a good general liability policy. One of the things, too, is just making sure you're with a broker that can handle your needs. So with BB&T being the 5th largest in the country, there's really not a market or a carrier that we can't go to. And one of those things within that, we have a lot of pull within those markets because of the size of our book. So, you really need to figure out what broker what agent you want to do business with, and then let them go to the market for you. And then they can actually put the markets and the carriers basically bidding against each other, so get you the best deal with best coverage, the best pricing. And someone like BB&T, that's one of the things we can do for you.
Now, you mentioned general liability insurance. I am a real estate agent. One of the things that we hear a lot about is E&O insurance, errors and omission insurance. One, do you handle errors and omission insurance, or is that something that certain carriers handle only?
I do, yeah. That's one thing we can do for you as well. E&O insurance, professional liability, just wrote a professional liability for a human clinical trial business, and
they seem to go hand in hand a little bit, liability and E&O insurance. But how do the two policies differ from one another in terms of what you're being covered for?
General liability is going to be more so if someone were to slip and fall in your place of business, or if you're on a boat, someone were to get hurt on the boat, something like that. Property damage, physical damage. The E&O is going to be more so. I have an E&O policy where if I were to make a mistake in something that I were to do, client were to come back and say, hey, you made this mistake here, that E&O policy would then kick in. Errors and omissions is E&O. If I were to make an error, it were to come in behind and make that right.
Okay. I know those are two standard policies us realtors deal with, the general liability and the E&O insurance, depending on if you own your own business or if you're a broker or an agent within the company. But I sell bank properties, and that's the first thing they always ask before whenever I sign up a new client is, send us your general liability insurance, send us your E&O insurance. And years ago, it was just E&O they asked for. Now they're asking for general liability on top of it. As the regulations got more and more, they keep wanting more and more out of us agents. It used to be more wild west out there when we sold the bank-owned properties, but not since the housing crisis and the Dodd-Frank Act came through. It really changed the business. All right, so let's talk about workers' comp. Who needs workers' comp? Is there a minimum threshold of employees that is out there where you don't need workers' comp? How does this work?
Yeah, in the state of Florida, it's 5 or more employees, and so that's kind of where you need to be looking for it. If you're doing a business where there is more higher risk, more liability out there, you definitely want to try to have that. Work comp is something that is probably most businesses one of their highest expense items on their income statement. So one of the things that we can do at BB&T at no added cost is a lot of risk management services. One of those things would be a risk work comp modification analysis. We have claims liaisons in our office that basically are on staff for you, your business, at no extra charge, that kind of help you through those claims, help you through making sure that everything is where it should be, because as a business owner knows, that work comp experience modification is what drives their premium at the end of the day. So we're making sure that's correct, being reported correctly to the NCCI, which handles that. And make sure they're not making.
I don't know how contractors even get and stay in business with those worker compensation premiums that are out there. I mean, is that why? I guess, or I know it's why that they sub out a lot of the work when they're beginning, is so they don't have employees on the books to avoid those worker comp claims.
Yeah, it's work comp insurance is expensive, so that's one of the reasons they do that, and they basically are putting that work comp expense on the sub instead of them having to hold it themselves.
But I don't know. Did you say how many employees does a basic service provider need to have before they're required to have workers' comp? If you just have an assistant that works with you in a real estate office, are you required to have workers' compensation?
No, sir, you're not. You're not required to by the state of Florida. So 5 or more is the threshold.
Okay, 5 or more, then you got to have a workers' compensation for your business. Now, what are some of the other things you help business owners with? They'll come to you for auto insurance. That's something I think most people would do themselves. They go on to either Progressive or Geico and they buy their auto insurance policy. What's the benefit of coming to you and adding that as one of the services that you provide?
Yeah, well, again, we're going to have several different markets, different other insurance companies that we can go to shop that business for you. And most of the folks that we're dealing with are going to have fleets where they're going to be 10, 15, 20, 50 vehicles that they have that they're running with their business. One thing to keep in mind in the state of Florida, claims have gone through the roof recently, and so rates are continuing to go up and up on the auto side. On the property side, they continue to go low because we haven't had any storms. Thus today,
right.
That might change after the end of this hurricane season, but that continues to increase, and so that's something that I'm starting to get more calls on. Like, hey, can you help me on my auto insurance? Because just nothing else, just because of the premium that has gone up. So definitely something you should be shopping, taking a look at, and see if someone can save you some money somewhere else.
In 2004, when all the hurricanes hit and all the insurers left the state and we got Citizens, what has happened since then? More insurance carriers have come into the marketplace, but how have you seen rates, come down since 2004 when they went up? Where are they at today versus where they were before 2004?
You're talking about rates were at 75, 80, 90 cents, before. Now they're at 20, 30 cents, as far as that's the difference. People are basically have forgotten that we get hurricanes here in the 10 to 12 years since it's happened, and kind of overcorrected. So we're seeing, I thought there would be a floor where it would stop going down, but we continue to see renewals come in lower and lower, which is great for the business.
I remember
owners.
Before the hurricanes in 2004, my basic 1,500 square foot new home was about $500 a year, and then it went to like $2,000 a year, and I'm not even certain what it is now off the top of my head. It's built into my mortgage, but so they're continuing to come down. But that one hurricane that was going to screw us up, though, right?
I don't think one is going to do it. We'll probably have to see 2 or 3 good storms with some good claims, and then we'll start seeing it, inch up from there. So keep that in mind as you plan and budget for the year, especially through this hurricane season now.
So who is your niche client at BB&T Insurance Services?
Yeah, so my background has dealt with entrepreneurs, been a banker, a corporate banker, commercial banker, so I've dealt with a broad array of different business clients and different types of businesses. Personally, what I'm really focusing on, contractors, marine business, condo associations. BB&T does a lot with that here in Tampa Bay area. Senior living facilities. Those are some things that where I can kind of speak into and really add some good value there. But again, dealt with any type of business and would love the opportunity to speak with anyone about it. So.
Currently talking to Philip Knight, business insurance agent with BB&T Insurance Services, and you can learn about their services over at insurance.bbt.com. Again, insurance.bbt.com, or give him a call, 727-803-8105, 727-803-8105. You're listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING. In an age when the good and the better vie for attention, it is the best that stands out. The best of Tampa Bay from Proudly Florida is the love story for the city of Tampa, celebrating success, sharing achievements, a tribute to enterprise and community spirit. Let Proudly Florida showcase your business to your city, your nation, and the world. For more information, email info@proudlyflorida.com and be sure to visit proudlyflorida.com.
Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
I knew Mom wanted to stay at home. It's the center of her family, her life. But helping Mom stay in her home while managing mine was just too much. Honestly, it wasn't just about me. Mom didn't want me to be her caretaker. She wanted me to be her daughter. I felt so alone until I found out about Home Instead Senior Care. When we met the people at Home Instead, we just knew they were different. The experience was personal. And most importantly, for Mom and me, I get to be her daughter again.
Home Instead Senior Care. To us, it's personal.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
If you've been following That Business Show on Facebook and Twitter, you may have noticed the quality of some of our images. That's because one of our sponsors is pro photographer Rick Taseda, a member of the Professional Photographers of America. You can view his extensive work by going to his website at ricktaseda.com or call him for an appointment to chat about your photography needs at 813-641-4757. That's 813-641-4757. Rick Taseda Visuals. Call him for your next event or project.
Savvy business owners utilize technology to connect with customers, communicate among teams, and collaborate with partners. Even with advances in technology, you all know it's not infallible. Where do you turn when your technology starts working against you? Who do you depend on to keep your team productive? Don't wait until your technology fails you. Get ahead of the crisis and contact the professionals at Alpha Computing Solutions so they can show you how to keep your technology running smoothly. Visit them online at www.alphacomputing.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Some heavy showers now moving into the area, but so far so good on the Bay Area bridges. No closures on the Skyway or the Howard Franklin Bridge. Gandy also looking pretty good at this check. Typical delays into Tampa on the Howard Franklin Bridge. Lightens up just around West Shore, southbound 275 between Fletcher Avenue and Sly. Crash on southbound US 301 just south of Mango, causing some delays there. And one on southbound Del Mabry at North Village Drive. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by the Foundation for a Better Life.
While many rose up with violence, he sat down for peace. Mahatma Gandhi reached out with the strength he cultivated within his soul. So, pass it on from the Foundation for a Better Life at values.com.
Tropical storm warning and a flood watch in effect. Today, heavy rain with 4 inches or more possible, high 83. High tide in the afternoon, then tonight, off and on rain, low 75.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Missed a show? Then head over to TampaBayRadio.com, where all shows are available on demand. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
And we're back to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 here on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Learn more about the program over at TampaBayRadio.com. Also over on the site, you'll see that I sell real estate. I've been in business in 9 years with Coldwell Banker in the Tampa Bay region. Sold 1,500 plus properties and can help you get your home sold as well. So if you're looking to sell in the Tampa Bay region, please take advantage of the free home valuation tool on the homepage. Put in your home's information and we can get you over a free home valuation. You can also use the site to peruse local real estate listings as well as see all these past shows available on demand and see the extensive guest network that we have built up through the guest network tab, approaching probably 500 different guests on this program since I've been doing this and the real estate show going back all the way to September 2013. So again, thank you to all the listeners, the sponsors, and the show supporters that make this show possible each and every day, and especially my staff as well. Currently talking to Philip Knight, business insurance agent with BB&T Insurance Services. You can learn more about their services throughout the discussion, insurance.bbt.com. And Philip, talk to me about how BB&T is able to, if a business comes to you for just the insurance needs, but how you can tie together all the different products.
Absolutely. We partner very closely with, especially the commercial bankers on the banking side, but any side on the banking side, we partner closely with them. And so they can come to me for the insurance side, and then I can say, hey, or they can talk about we're buying a building or we need merchant services or something, or even personal banking. We can get them hooked up with the right person that can handle that for them. Really like to consider myself to be a quarterback in some ways. I may not know exactly where you need to be or know everything about it, but I know where to get you to where you need to go. And even on the insurance side, I handle property and casualty insurance, but BB&T is a full service insurance brokerage. So we have employee benefits, personal lines, and you know, life insurance, disability insurance, handle all those different things for you. So one-stop shop with actually we're the 5th largest insurance broker, but one of the top 10 largest banks in the country as well.
Yeah, and BB&T, they're based out of North Carolina, correct? I believe
Winston-Salem.
Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Yes. And do they have a national presence now? Is it just regional? I mean, they're obviously, if they're the 5th largest insurance broker, they've got to have some type of national presence. But talk to me about the reach of BB&T.
Yeah. So. They've continued to acquire new banks and new insurance companies. Really, over the last 20, 25 years, has been a huge growth period for BB&T. Started as a small Eastern North Carolina farm bank in 1872, and made it through Reconstruction and everything that happened in the South during those times. But basically, we go from Key West, as far west as Alabama, Kentucky, and now we're in Indiana. And even all the way up to Pennsylvania. So up and down the eastern seaboard on the banking side. We also have some institutions in Texas. That's a market that they just entered probably 4 or 5 years ago that's growing for them. On the insurance side, BB&T tried to pair the acquisitions of the banks and their banking footprint with buying basically small, local, independent agents and grew their business that way. And they also have we have BB&T Insurance California, so we also have an insurance arm or reach in California as well.
And they have a big presence in St. Petersburg as well. Corporate offices are located there as well, and I think they got BB&T at the top of the skyscraper too. I think over there, don't they?
Absolutely.
So why did you choose BB&T to work for in insurance services?
Yeah, I love their values and who they are and why they do what we do. It really meshed well with who I am and what I believe, and so really. For me, I want to get up and go to work every day and do more than just make a living. I want to be able to tell my kids that I help people and was able to make a lasting impact. And BB&T gives us the ability to do that. They're one of the few companies that I've been around that really have a mission statement and values, but they live those values out. Integrity and honesty, doing the right things, teamwork, mutual supportiveness, really trying to build something together. And build something that's long term. That's exciting for me.
Yeah, I can definitely attest to the culture. I've done business with BB&T for a number of years here in the Tampa Bay region, and they're not your typical big bank service provider in terms of culture. They're definitely they kind of have that down home type of a feel. So highly recommend the services of BB&T just in general. I really love the brand that they have created. Now, in that last segment, you mentioned cyber liability. You say you have an event or a workshop coming up on this for people to learn more. Tell me about this.
Yeah, actually on Tuesday, September the 13th, not far from where we are here at Gandy and Himes, one of our branches. We're putting together a cyber liability workshop. We're going to bring in some industry experts and really kind of let people know what it is. It's something that we're hearing more about, the target breach, different things like that, but it can affect any business of any size. If you have, whether it be hard copy or even a soft copy on their computer of any sort of confidential, sensitive information, you're liable. And so we're going to talk through what that looks like for your business in particular, but then what we can do to help you when something does happen. It can be quite expensive, and it can really hurt your business if you don't handle those things well. So there's a lot of different things that we can do and put into the policy where it can help you save face and mitigate those things when they do happen. Any questions about that, just give me a call. We'll have a local CPA, a local attorney, and then another local insurance carrier that does a lot with cyber liability. That will all be there speaking. So.
And another question here. We got about a minute and a half left. Can a business owner get a policy that combines the other policies like the auto and the property casualty and then the general liability? Are there any type of combination policies out there where you buy one thing and it takes care of the others?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's basically what we call a commercial package policy that would be your inland marine, your general liability, and your property kind of all together, or even a business owner's property, a BOP. As you get larger premium, you're going to have more what we call mono line, where your work comp and your auto and things are going to be a little separate. The biggest thing is, to me, it makes a lot of sense to have one agent that they're going out to market for you and getting those things together. So if you do have a claim or need a certificate of insurance, as you were speaking earlier, you can go to one place and not have to worry about 2 or 3 different people you're dealing with.
Good discussion. Philip Knight, business insurance agent with BB&T Insurance Services. Thank you so much for being in studio today.
Thanks, James.
Stay dry out there on this Tropical Storm Colin Monday. And learn more about them, insurance.bbt.com, or give him a call, 727-803-8105. Again, 727-803-8105. Again, insurance.bbt.com. In the meantime, learn more about this program over at TampaBayRadio.com, and be sure to connect with me on all the different social media sites, Facebook.com/That Business Show, and also Twitter under Jamie_Maloney. You've been listening to That Business Show. Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.